Okay, so this is my video for quiz number 4. In this problem, the problem told us that we have a spaceship that is launched upward, and it wants us to find the speed of the rocket when thrust ends. And the question also wanted us to use the energy and momentum methods, which is what we're working on for chapter 13. And so first thing I did for this problem was just list out what was given to us. So we were given the mass. We know that the initial velocity was 0. We were given the height when the thrust quit, which I labeled as y max, and then we were also given the force here. And then I wrote out this equation here, which is the energy and momentum equation. In this instant, I decided to use potential energy because the force of gravity just kind of helped me think it through. And so then I drew this diagram here of kind of what's going on. So this is, I labeled the positive direction as going up. And then our rocket starts here, and then we know after a certain amount of time it is up at a height of 22.5 meters, and the thrust quits. And so I also drew a free body diagram here that helped me kind of see those forces. And so we know that the only two forces acting on this are gravity pulling it down and then the force of thrust upward, because the problem told us there's no air resistance, and so that's not a force that we needed to label here. And so then we go back to this equation here, and I just crossed out the things that turned out to be 0. And so I labeled my reference here at the beginning, and so there's no potential energy there, as well as no kinetic energy because the rocket started at rest. And then the work that was done, the non-conservative force of thrust, we know that work is force times distance, and so we have our force times our distance of 22.5 meters, and that has to equal the kinetic energy plus the potential energy after. And so kinetic energy is 1/2 mv squared, potential energy is mgh, where h is the height of the rocket. And we were given the mass and the height, and so we know this term completely. This v here is the final velocity when thrust ends, which is what we're trying to find, and we have everything else in the equation. So then it was just a matter of plugging in our given information and solving for our velocity. So moving things to the other side of the equation and then taking the square root of them, we get that the velocity for the rocket when thrust quit was 26.64 meters per second. And so that is quiz number 4. Thank you.